Hey everyone, how the hell are you? Today we're going to go over some median row movements just using tubing. What we're going to do is we're going to go over some unilateral movements and we're going to go over some bilateral movements. And in those movements we're going to go through a squat, a lunge, and from a seated position. So come on, let's go get huge or skinny, whatever you desire. Now what we want to do is make sure that we securely latch this band into a door. We don't want to pull a Harry Reid and let that thing come out and pop us upside the head and have to wear an eye patch. God only knows you're not going to be able to find an eye patch during these days and times. People are probably using them as a mask. So we're going to open up the door like a CrossFit gym, all right? And for a median row, you're just going to place it right in the door. You're going to shut it and then make sure it's secure. I always lock the door to make sure the door is secure. So for all your mid movements, you're going to be here, all right? You can also place it up higher. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Higher or lower. But we're going to start off with some unilateral rows today. Now the purpose of our unilateral row is going to be focusing more on some muscular asymmetries as they relate to trunk rotation and trunk extension. And we're going to do that unilateral movement in a lunge, a squat, and a seated position. For most people just getting started, the seated position is probably going to be your best option, going to a squat, and then for those that are more advanced, we're going to go to the lunge position. Let's start with the lunge position though. I like that one the best. All right, now we're going to take that beautiful lunge we just learned how to do a couple days ago, and we're going to apply it to our row. So what I want you to do, if you're starting off with your right leg, left leg's back and it's straight, you're hinging at the hip, you're going to be rowing with your left arm. Now, we're going from a mid position, which means it's going to be right in the middle of the door. It's not going to be high, and it's not going to be low. If you go from a low position, you're going to have to lean forward more. And if you're going to go from a high position, you're just going to have to shorten your lunge up a little bit, and your pull is going to be from something like this. But for today, we're just going from a mid. Now, what I want to see is a straight arm that matches the line of that resistance band. I don't want you starting here. So I want your arm straight and to match the line of pull from that resistance band. So the first thing I want you to do is you're just going to retract your shoulder blade, and then what you're going to do is you're going to feel like you're pulling your elbow down towards the floor and back. Too many times I see this, where you go to pull back and you're pulling straight back and you force the head of the humerus upward and then forward. So you just want to retract, pull the elbow back and down, just like that. Another thing, what I see a lot is when people go to pull or row, instead of garnering retraction of the shoulder blade, they pull back and they, again, utilize their lower back, or they start to come up out of the lunge and do something like this. Remember, maintain your hinge. You should feel the weight in the heel. Retract, pull back and down. Retract, pull back and down. Same thing from a squat. Only now, you're going to be in this position, you're going to retract, pull back and down. Maintaining your posture, keeping a little bit of tension in your glutes, and maintaining a little bit of weight in the heel, and drive. Now, we're going to do the same thing from a seated position. From a seated position, nothing changes. But what I want you to do is maintain posture. A lot of people kind of get in a chair and they want to pull something like this. Kind of keep a little bit of tension in your glutes. Don't jam your spine, but feel like you're kind of extending up towards the sky just a little bit. Retract and pull. Retract and pull. Now we're going to do some bilateral rows from those same three positions. Starting from a lunge, right here. You're going to retract, pull. Retract and row. Again, we're not leaning back. Everything stays nice and quiet. Pull, squat, get set. Shoulders, our feet are about shoulder width apart. Retract, pull back and down. Retract, pull back and down. And then from a seated position. Now from the seated position, again, squeeze your glutes, maintain nice posture. Retract, pull back and down. Retract, pull back and down. One thing on all of these, I want you to keep a pretty good grip. Don't have a real loose grip where you're out here. I want you to maintain a strong grip retract, and pull. So for you animals that are looking for something that's a little more difficult, I've got an exercise for you. This exercise is awesome, but it's a little more advanced, so proceed with caution. Now, bilateral, choke down on the band. You have to hinge at the hip. You're going to lean forward, retract, pull. Retract, pull. From the side. Retract, pull. Retract. I thought we were in a quarantine. There are people flying over us. Retract, pull, retract, and pull. I don't want to see anybody like this. That's not a row. That's a shrug row something. Just retract, pull. You have to have the ability to hinge at the hip. Go get huge.
Go fast, just say something. Go ahead.
Hey everybody, how the hell are you? Today we're going to be going over some median row movements just using tubing.